Sup kiddos, this video today is for everybody that tops a whole lot but doesn't make it all the way and doesn't win usually. That's called choking. That's the terminology. I'm kind of in that boat. I have a pretty big top ratio for how many times I've won. I choke a lot. That's the reason. And you choke because you misplay, and 99% of the time you misplay because you missed something and the game state changes and you can't go back, and then you see that thing and you're like, shit! Which is why people like Garrett Brett are way ahead of all of us, because that doesn't happen to them, because they have a galaxy brain, accountant, big picture snapshot of everything all at once, and they just don't miss things. That doesn't happen to them. They don't misplay very often. But for us mortals who aren't as prominent as the big G man himself, we have to play it different. We can't just play willy-nilly. So if you're at that stage where you top a lot but you don't win, it's time to fix your game, because it's probably not bad luck. It's probably you that's getting in the way of your success here. I've gotten a lot better. I'm in that boat. I choke a lot, but I've gotten a lot better. I am getting stronger every day. And you know why? It's because I actually take my time and don't let the game state advance unless I'm absolutely sure I don't got anything I need to do. So the super secret ingredient to becoming a champion, whenever your opponent does anything, any kind of action, just say, wait, and look at your hand and look at your stage. It's really easy, really simple. Your opponent says, E, I'll gain 1 vitality. Wait. Okay. E, I'm gonna ready this foundation. Wait. Okay. Whatever they say, just say wait. You'll be a better player for it. Just say wait no matter what. Scan your hand, scan your stage, and say okay. It's the only way. It's the only way you're gonna become a champion and not mess up. And playing in one of the most friendly and well-mannered card game communities, it is kind of easy to relax too much and lose this kind of discipline, where like your opponent is always politely like, you're enhance, whenever they know you have a gameplay action you might want to do, and they're like, oh, your priority. But then sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes though they don't know that you have that you want priority for something, and they don't say your R, and then it misses, and then the game state goes, and you're like, shit! It's not their fault. It's your fault. It's all your fault because you got caught up in having a good time. Well, shit, son. Card games aren't about having a good time. They're about winning. Sorry to burst your bubble. Having a good time is a distant second. So stop having a good time and say, wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. That's how you got to do it. I'll give you guys some stories about this kind of thing. Like this one time when I'm a wee lad playing OG Legacy at a major, the very last event where Legacy was a format, I was playing an Order Legacy deck, and I built a bejesus load of foundations and assets, and I passed my turn. And it takes me like a year to take down all my foundations and assets, because like my whole mat is just covered in stuff. And while I'm doing, because it takes me a long time, it's my fault. I take full responsibility for this. I'm taking all my cards down, and my opponent plays an attack, and basically says, enhance yada yada, and I'm still doing this, and I'm like, okay, pass enhance, but there's one problem. I have like 1 billion R's to my opponent's draw step and stuff, their ready phase. So I screwed. It's his. We're both equally responsible, because he should know that I have 1 billion responses too. I should have said, hey, chill and let me do my responses. But that's how we grow as players. You make mistakes like that, and then you just outgrow them. What I should have done is said, wait, just say wait. Always. Just say wait no matter what. If you're thinking about something and your opponent says something, just drone them out and say wait. Wait. Okay, what were you saying? And sometimes it's not your fault. This has happened even before this. This same guy. I was playing standard while ballistic snap kick was legal. He blocks my attack with ballistic snap kick and says R, break whatever it says on it, breaker 2, you'll burn 4 life, and then changes the life totals. And since I'm pretty new at this time, I take 15 seconds, which is a long time, to read ballistic snap kick, look at my stage, read ballistic snap kick again, and then try to figure out if there's something in my stage that stops this card. And I find out that, yeah, actually I do have this card in my stage that stops ballistic snap kick, but this is 30 seconds later, and I'm like, I'm gonna cancel ballistic snap kick with this card. And my opponent's like, actually, you've already lost vitality. Actually, the game state's already beyond that. But, well, that's not really how it works. So even though I took so long to read my cards and such, I still put my foot down and said, actually, no, I was just taking my time to read all these cards just to know what they do. So, and I never, gave you priority to resolve your effect. So, and that got fixed. I didn't actually say wait, but I probably should have. Just to be sure. Should have just said wait, and then took my time reading all the cards. So now you know the secret to winning. You can go out and be a champion now. Just go out and say wait a whole lot, and you'll win, you'll win more games because of it. It'll be really annoying, and if you're, actually, you know what? If you already play kind of slow, I guess there's no hope for you, but because you're just going to go to time. But if you play a faster average deck and you play 40-minute games, it's okay. Play a 50-minute game instead. Now then, let's take a look at some footage from the most recent Florida PTC, where we can see some of these things put into action. Or at least they should have been put into action is what I meant to say. In this clip, Rory has a bamboo blind slice and a foundation in his pool during his opponent's turn. His opponent plays an attack and then says, because he doesn't have any R, he says you're R, because he knows damn well that Rory can use a bamboo blind slice R, so he respects it and gives him a window to respond before he goes to his enhances.
Combo on a 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Any R's?
That's how it should be all the time. I mean, if you're playing a nice rousing game of UFS, that's how it should be. If you know your opponent has an R, I mean, if your opponent's playing Vega, you basically have to give them time to say no R to every single little thing. But if you know your opponent has an R, you should be polite and say any R's. If you know they could. This next one is a bit of a gray area, because there is a big pause in between Rory playing his Death Hurricane and Jared playing his Fade. Jared didn't say any R, but he did. There is a big pause where Rory could have said R Raptor or R Hurricane of Death. And then Jared plays Fade, which technically Rory has to pass his window to respond with Raptor or Hurricane before that Fade can get played.
So Hurricane of Death. Mega.
After you play that, I'm going to bounce that back to your hand.
Okay.
It's a little gray area. In a perfect world, Jared would have said you're R, but there was a big pause, so I mean, this next one though is pretty walking a fine line. Jared plays a Kongrit Susan or whatever it's called, the really good Akuma attack. It pumps for 1 billion damage by using all the face downs in your pool as momentum for the powerful ability. While Rory is at 5 life and has a committed Dark Side of Karma in his stage. So Rory can easily get through this if he dark sides a karma the damage. But let's watch what happens.
4, 5, 6, 7. I can remove face down cards in addition to pay for the powerful cost.
Okay.
You ready?
Pass.
Powerful 2 3 times, plus 6 damage. You ready?
Pass.
You notice something? Did you notice something there? Between saying I'm gonna enhance for a big pile of damage, Congo, and putting the die for the damage on top, there's no any R. Maybe Jared didn't know that that Rory had a dark side of karma. He probably did though. Or Rory just legit didn't even know that there are cards that are playable while committed, so it didn't matter. He was just gonna straight up lose anyway. So let's imagine that you're in Rory's shoes. Your opponent is respecting all of your enhances and all your R's that you can have priority for. Like when he plays an attack into the bamboo blind slice and then says any R. But then all of a sudden we go to this, and at this crucial moment your opponent just doesn't say any R and instead just puts the damage on his attack. When you can damn well R with your dark side of karma, you might miss it. And that's all on you. Unless your opponent knows that you can R, in which case that's called angle shooting. If he knew about the dark side of karma and didn't respect the window, that would be Jared angle shooting a little kid. That would be really bad. But can't prove intent, so we don't know. And the only way to solve this as a player is to just say wait. Just say wait, no matter what. Rory should have just been like, wait, am I dead? No, I got this. Just say wait. And it's gonna happen to you in the most mundane time when you're like really far from losing the game. You're like full vitality. And here's a pro tip. In high level play, the most common mistake that a good player will make is not blocking, or not, I should say, not attempting to block when they should. Like you're clutching 3 cards, your opponent attacks you, and you know there's no way you can block this attack, so you say, okay, I'll take it. But really, you wanted to play one of your foundations or whatever in your hand as a block just to cycle it for next turn. Just because you want to draw more cards next turn that aren't foundations. It happened to Dave Wagner in our game. He's like, yeah, I'm not blocking this. I'll take it. Wait a minute, I want to block with this. But that's too late. That's just something you're not focused on. You're focusing on not dying. You're not really focused on what you're going to do next turn. That's why you gotta say wait. Just say wait.